Hi Shalom, I'm Jar of Clay 9 and I'd like to share with you the Seder for Hanukkah. For the 8 nights of Hanukkah, there are 3 steps that you do every night to celebrate when you're lighting the Hanukkah Menorah, which is called a Hanukkah. If you know Hebrew or are familiar with the Passover Seder, or if you've seen my older videos, you know that Seder means order in Hebrew. So the Hanukkah Seder is the order to do your Hanukkah ceremony. How you light the menorah. So it's very simple. It's not like the Passover Seder. The Passover Seder is long, can take hours. There's 15 very specific, detailed steps. Whereas the Hanukkah Seder is only 3 steps. The blessings, 2. The actual kindling of the lights, and 3, singing Maoz Tsur. So only 3. The Passover Seder revolves around a meal, a dinner, a food that helps you tell the story of the Passover. Whereas Hanukkah, it's centered around the lights, and the lights are there to remind us of the miracle of oil for 8 days and all the wonders, the miracles, the salvations, the war, and the redemption in the time of the Maccabees. So the miracles that God did in those days at this time, this season, Hanukkah. Now if you were to go get a Jewish prayer book, a book full of prayers and blessings, you go to the index and you look up Hanukkah, you'll end up finding the Hanukkah Seder with the prayers and the blessings that you need, that you use when you light the Hanukkah. So, let me go through these steps again. 1 is the blessings. There's 3 blessings that you need to have, so it's good to have them written out. 2 is the actual kindling of the lights and a kind of a hymn or chant that goes with it called Hanerot Hallalu, which means these lights. And 3rd is the song Maoz Tsur. It is helpful to have them written out. So if you can't buy like a Hanukkah Seder or a Jewish prayer book, you can just make one for yourself, or I'll try to make it available for you in the bottom here, the description. So first, Hanukkah Blessings. In Hebrew, Birchat LeChanukkah, Hanukkah Blessings. Now, there are 3 blessings. The first blessing is over the candles, or over the lights. The second blessing is over the holiday itself. So it's over what it means. Okay. The 3rd blessing is what is a very common blessing that's said at the start of holidays, and also at other occasions. Usually the start of something new. This is my like homemade menorah here. Okay, so here's how to do the menorah for Hanukkah. This is the Shamash. The Shamash just has to be different from the actual Hanukkah lights. So there's only 8 Hanukkah lights, and the 9th is the helper candle. Now usually if you have a menorah with candles like this, you can just pick up your Shamash and then light the others. But it's not practical at all to pick up a tea candle Shamash and distribute the flame that way, so you need yet another candle to help distribute the flame. First of all, sometimes people make this confusing, but it's really simple. You start on the right and you end on the right. Just remember that. And you light from the left. So it's easy to remember these things. If you're doing it correctly, or if you're doing it right, you'll start on the right and you'll end on the right. Also, Hebrew is read from right to left, whereas English is read from left to right. So anyway, if you're doing it right, you start on the right and end on the right. But when you're actually lighting your candles, you light from the left. I said if you're doing it right, you start from the right and you end on the right. So starting from the right, you add your candles. So, you would put your candles in here. I'm not going to do this for all of them, but let's say we were on day 5. And then you would start by lighting from the left.
So left, and then you count down. And look, you end on the right. So you started by adding candles on the right, then you counted up to the day, then you light from the left and you count down to the first one, and you end up on the right. So you start and end on the right, and you light from the left. Okay, so another way of saying that is you start with number 1 and you end with number 1, and you add candles counting up to the day, and you light counting down. What are the actual blessings? There are 3. Oops. There are 3 for the first night, and every other night there are only 2. But first of all, what are the 3? The very first blessing is the blessing over just the lights. The second blessing is over the actual holiday. And the third blessing is the Shechechiyanu, which is a blessing that is said at almost all of the Jewish holidays and at other occasions as well. And it's said at the beginning of things, usually. So like at the start of a season or at the start of a holiday. Okay, so first of all, you light your shamash. And then once that is lit, you can start your blessings. But let me change this candle to the pre-lit one. That's easier to light. So, once the shamash is lit, you say all 3 blessings. Okay, and in a separate video, I'll do that also in English and Hebrew, or teach you them if you want to actually memorize them. It's not too hard. Okay, so once that's done, you light your candles, your actual Hanukkah lights, and usually at this point, Hanerot Hallalu is chanted, recited, or sung. And you do that over the actual Hanukkah lights. So once your first light is lit, you can start Hanerot Hallalu. So you can do Hanerot Hallalu as you're lighting the actual Hanukkah lights or after. And then after Hanerot Hallalu, normally people sing Maoz. Alrighty. So I hope that wasn't too long and drawn out for you.
So hopefully that's clear enough. There's 3 parts. First, the blessing. Second, the kindling of the lights. And third, singing Maoz. So, the blessings. There's 3 of them. But you only say all 3 on the first night. Every other night, so the remainder of the nights, you just say the first 2 blessings. Okay. Step 2, lighting the candles with Hanerot Hallalu. So you can either sing that or read that. Step 3, singing Maoz. So instead of singing these songs to you once or reciting the blessings to you once, I have just included the text in the description and maybe some links so that you can just take it and you can print it out and you can have it handy when you're actually doing your Hanukkah Seder. Hopefully this video made it easier for you to kind of have it in your mind what it's supposed to look like and what to do. And okay, it's quite simple, especially if you have the information printed out. And beyond that, what you do right before or right after this little Seder is up to you. So you can open with like spontaneous prayer, or close with spontaneous prayer. But generally afterwards, you can read scripture, sing songs, play games, tell Hanukkah stories, whatever, it's up to you. The only thing that's really set is these kind of 3 steps. But even if you want to modify them further, you can do that, as long as you're led by the Holy Spirit. In the description, I have the text for these things in English and Hebrew. For Maoz, there's already a very famous, popular English paraphrase of the song. The thing is, it's a paraphrase, it's a very loose paraphrase, and it does not translate the actual meaning that is in the Hebrew. The English version of the song is beautiful and I love it, but I've also included a near literal, also singable translation of Maoz, and Hanerot Hallalu is also a near literal translation. They're about 95% literal. Sometimes you have to change it just to get it to fit with the timing of the songs or of the original Hebrew words. So that's it for now, and probably tomorrow I'll have up a video just on the blessings, just on Hanerot Hallalu, just on Tsur, and maybe other things. So thanks for watching, and I really hope that this helps you.